Today we're back looking at more red influencers that got called out in TikTok.
Story time about the time that a well-known influencer told me I was gross. I kid you not, you guys. I am still traumatized by this experience to this day. So a lot of you may not actually know, but I've actually been doing makeup online for almost 10 years. I started on YouTube and I absolutely adore my channel and our community. We've got almost 1 million subscribers.
Oh,
now, very
well done.
early into my career, probably my 2nd or 3rd year, a lot of my videos started going viral. And obviously with this comes being recognized by brands. And this amazing brand that I look up to so much actually invited me on a trip to LA. I could not believe it. I'd never been overseas in my life.
Okay, so this girl's been doing beauty videos for 10 years. It's 2023, so she started in 2013. And 2 years in her career, she got invited on a brand trip to LA. So apparently this incident happened during 2015. I'm trying to think of what influencers were around then. I don't think James Charles was big then. So I'm assuming it's going to be like the OG beauty influencers.
And I was really young at the time and I was so nervous. Now, part of this trip also meant going to a huge makeup event. It was like this full red carpet thing and all of the massive US influencers were going to be there. So not only was it my first time going overseas by myself, it was also my first time that I was going to be around really famous people. I was freaking out. Finally land in LA. I've packed my cute little H&M outfit for the red carpet. I've done my hair, I've done my own makeup, and I'm ready to go. We get to this event and they are literally all there. All of the massive, super famous influencers. Everywhere I looked, I was fangirling. Like, I was losing my mind. And all of the influencers and all of the creators were invited to walk the red carpet and get like paparazzi photos. Like there was a whole media wall. Like it was a big deal. So being the lucky person that was there to represent Australia, I walked the red carpet, I took my photos, and then I was waiting off to the side. And I remember looking over to my left and seeing an influencer that I had literally been obsessed with for years. Watched every single of their videos. I'd bought every product that they'd ever collaborated on. Like I was a diehard fan. And they were busy walking the red carpet, getting their photos done, like all of the stuff that I had just been through. And then after they were finished, they came over to join the rest of us who were all there in a big group, and this is where it really kicked off. I'm sorry guys, we're out of time. Go to part 2.
Okay, so we're gonna watch part 2 right now, but first let's read the comments. James Charles, I mean, I thought it was James Charles as well, but he wasn't around in 2015, I don't think. I'm pretty sure he started to blow up in 2017, 2018. Well, anyways, let's watch part 2.
Part 2 of the story time about the time that a really well-known, super famous influencer told me I was gross. Now, if you haven't seen part 1, you're really gonna need to watch that first so that you understand where we're at right now. So this person had finished their red carpet appearance and they came over to join us. Now, me being this little Australian girl all by myself in this group of like huge American influencers, I went up to this person. I was literally shaking. I was sweating. I was freaking out. I was so nervous to talk to them. And I'd kind of been building up the courage while they had been walking the red carpet. So I walked up to them and I basically said, in what I feel was like a really calm way, I absolutely love your videos. I've followed your career for years. I just wanted to come over and say hi and tell you that I love you. Like I wasn't yelling. I wasn't screaming. I wasn't being ridiculous. I was talking normally. I kid you not, you guys. This person looked through me. They looked through me and they looked me up and down and they said, ew, gross.
I'm sorry, what? You went up and basically said that they're an inspiration to you and they looked you up and down and said, ew, gross. Okay, I've got a person in mind and I wonder if anyone else is going to guess who I think it's about.
I can't begin to tell you how much my heart broke. Now, me being the naive idiot that I was and the fact that I was so taken aback by this, I started stumbling over my words, being like, oh, I'm Nakia, I'm from Australia, I'm a YouTuber. It was almost like it went in one ear and out the other. Like I didn't believe that it had actually just happened. And after I did that, they literally looked me up and down again, turned around and walked away. Honestly, this was like 7 years ago and to this day, I've not gotten over it. I have never felt so invisible, just like unwanted and like I didn't belong. Now, as you can imagine, I was obviously very shaken up. I took myself to the bathroom, tried to settle myself down, tried to stop myself from crying. And I was like, okay, maybe they're just having a bad day. Maybe this isn't personal. Maybe this has got nothing to do with me. Just basically making excuses.
Just a mean person.
That's something that I do all the time. I make excuses for people because in their videos, this person is not like that at all. Like they're lovely, they're welcoming, they're very positive, they're very uplifting, they're very supportive. Everything that I expected them to be, they were literally the opposite. Now, luckily for me, we got through the rest of the evening and I didn't have to come into face-to-face contact with them. There was a cocktail party and I basically hid myself in the side of the room because I was like, I do not want to run into that person again. Like, I couldn't go through it twice. And you know how you have these experiences in life that make you just cringe when you think back of them and like, oh, and you still like full on relive it like it's actually happening. Well, it was like that for me for about 18 months. Like every time I thought back on it, I was like, was there food in my teeth? Did I smell? Like, did I do something wrong? Like, as stupid as it was, I was blaming myself. And it wasn't until ages later when I actually brought up what happened with another influencer, and they were like, yeah, Nakia, they treat everyone badly like that. That's just who they are. And I was like, what? You're kidding. Like, this whole time I thought that I'd done something wrong, but in actual fact, this person was just not a very nice person. And I guess the moral to this story is don't ever blame yourself if someone else treats you poorly. That bad behavior is on them, and also not everybody that you love online is going to be exactly who you think they are. Like, overall, everyone is super lovely, but there are definitely some rotten eggs.
Originally, I was going to say I thought it might have been Jeffree Star, but now I don't think it is him. I think it might be a woman. But that's actually quite interesting because I myself have also had a bad, experience with a beauty influencer. I don't think they do beauty anymore, but they used to be an OG Beauty UK YouTuber. And yet again, I asked some of my other friends about them and they said the exact same thing, that they were basically just a horrible person. I'm feeling Manny or Laura Lee vibes from this. Why did I get Jaclyn Hill vibes, lol? Who is it? I think it's James Charles. I reckon it's Jeffree Star. I think he did the similar kind of thing to Georgia Productions. I don't know if it was Jeffree Star, she never said. Yeah, so a lot of people are basically saying it's either Manny, Laura, James, Jaclyn, or Jeffree. I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't think it's James because he wasn't around then, and I don't know about Jeffree because he doesn't really come across as nice in camera. I would definitely say it sounds like a woman to me, maybe Laura, Jaclyn, etc. But I mean, with Jeffree, I've heard like a lot of stuff as well about him, like a lot of not good stuff that people don't even know about. It's crazy how much stuff, influencers know about each other. But also will say, if people are named and shamed in this video, take everything with a grain of salt. Like, we don't know if the story's real, we don't know if they were just having a bad day, because maybe they were. Judging by the way they treated you and giving you dirty looks and ignoring you and other experiences, I think that's just the type of person they are.
Hey, you guys are gonna be really surprised. I actually found 2 things to buy today at Disneyland. They're actually from the Halloween.
Okay, so no hate to that girl or anything, but I met her while I was at work at Downtown Disney. And if you've ever been there, you know how busy it gets and how slammed it is there. And we were super, super busy. Like, our mobile orders are backed up. Our cafe was backed up because we just had, like, a limited staff of people there. And she came up to the handoff station and she was like, I have a mobile order. And I told her, okay, it'll be a couple minutes. So sorry, we're, like, really busy right now. And she was being so rude. Like, I would get drinks from the cold bar and the hot bar, and I would, like, organize them for mobile orders and for cafe. And she was being so rude. She was just saying, like, is someone even working on it? Like, in such a rude tone. And it honestly just kind of pissed me off because, her whole platform is, like, Disney and, like, being kind and all that. But, like,
Okay, so I think the one at the beginning of the video was a Disney influencer. As you can see, that looks like a Disney mom, and that doesn't surprise me she was like that. I've heard a lot of stuff about Disney influencers, especially like Disney adult influencers that are like the worst. I remember she made a video and said she got fired. Wait, so the worker in that video, the girl got fired. The Disney mom apologized, but if she really was sorry, why did she have to contact Disney to get the barista fired? Oh my god, the Disney mom done that? What a weirdo. She got fired. Wow, exactly. Like, I'm literally finding that out now. Imagine being rude to a worker, they talk about it, and then you go out of your way to get them fired. Somebody please cancel these Disney mom influencers because they seem like nightmares.
Someone that I just never ever got along with was like James Charles. It was always like in passing and like never really highs and buys and just like ugly faces and looks. One time I was with Nikita at Lorraine's birthday party and he came up, we were passing by, I was holding Nikita's hand and I saw him and I was gonna be like, hey, I know we are, we don't really like vibe or whatever, but like let's put it behind us. And he just looked at me and he was like, I don't even know who you are, and like walked off. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me, because I will tear my wig off right now and show you who the I am. You know what I mean? But ever since then, it just put a nasty taste in my mouth. But like, we're cool now, it's whatever. Let bygones be bygones. I've continued my life and like done other things, but I'm not gonna cry about it. I don't give a
The one bit about that video, if it is true, is the fact that he was like, I don't know who you are. Yet again, it's the tone and the attitude. Like, where do they get this tone and attitude from? It's the entitlement. It's like they literally think they're royalty. They think they're bloody Princess Diana. Her best friend is Gigi Gorgeous. How did they not know Lademi is the doll of dolls? I know it's like, I'm not even up to date that much with like transgender influencers, but I know the top trans ones are Dylan Mulvaney, Nikita Dragon, Lademi, Gigi Gorgeous, etc. I mean, to be fair, that video could be real, the video could be fake, I don't know. But I really hope it is. Like, that was awful by the sounds of it. What if he genuinely didn't know who she was? Well, maybe he didn't, but it still doesn't mean he could be like, I don't even know who you are. It's the tone. That's what it is. It's the tone and the attitude and like the entitlement that gets me. You might not know who somebody is, but just treat them like a human.
Get ready with me, story time about influencers. So I'm from a town where a few influencers come from, and I happened to go to high school with one of them, and then college with a few others, and then worked with a woman who was in like this circle of some of these older influencers. So I'm 25. And I'm sure these people maybe have changed, or from what I perceived of them, it was just not a good look for how they were treating people. But so I don't want to say her name.
Say it.
But her starts with an A, her first name, and then O is her last name. But I don't know if it changed ever since she got married. But I
she's
went
married.
to high school with her. Now keep in mind this was years ago, and she was in a grade above me, and she was just known for being like really sweet and bubbly on her YouTube channel, but she was like the biggest in person.
Doesn't surprise
Like,
me.
Girls who were fans of hers, and this was before she was big, but still she had a YouTube channel, like in all the assemblies, like it'd kind of be like a running like joke, like not being mean to her, but she was like the popular girl, you know, and she was a cheerleader, all this. She was such a girls and was not nice. And I don't know if she had anxiety or something, so I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, but
No, don't.
people are just not what they are online. And to this day, her TikToks will pop up on my For You page, and it just left like a bad taste in my mouth. Now let's talk about the other ones.
Okay, so that was the first one. Apparently the girl, yet again, was really nice on YouTube, but she's not nice off camera. But can we talk about this girl? She's 25. Look at her. Does she look like a 25-year-old? I literally thought she was 17. She seems like a really nice girl, so maybe, you know, being nice makes you stop aging.
This is probably a little less known than the first one I was referring to, but she's more of the, like, older woman's, like, live, Facebook Live, because I worked for her. I was her assistant. And it was, like, an MLM kind of a thing. For makeup, and what you did to get this makeup was like submit a photo of your face to be like color corrected, and she'd match you to the right colors. And she was all about, oh, love yourself, positivity, all this shit. Behind the scenes, she was the biggest bitch. She would talk the most about everyone, like even the founder of the company. They were like besties, but she would talk so much shit. Anyways, with this color match thing, she was like top in sales, but she would get women's photos and like make fun of them for how ugly they were, or like, oh, this customer is being such a bitch and all this stuff. So not everyone you see online being all bubbly and what they preach are what they are behind the scenes, because most influencers are pieces of shit, and it pisses me off. And I ended up quitting because I was like, you're so fake and toxic, I cannot take this, and you're a hypocrite. So that's like the experiences I've had.
Exactly. If they literally act like, oh, I'm a bubbly, nice person, we all have to love each other no matter what, they are fake. That's why I don't trust people like that. I don't trust people who seem super nice and bubbly, and also I don't trust activists. A lot of times people online who are activists aren't actual activists, they just want to be seen as activists because it helps them get money, etc. But yet again, I just make it so interesting how some of these people make themselves out to be super nice people when they're just not that type of person.
When Wendy Williams was rude to this influencer.
Okay.
Hey Wendy, how you doing? My name is Mariah.
Hi, Mariah.
I'm fine. So, I don't have any friends and I always hang out with my family. I feel like girls hate on me and guys just want to sleep with me. Like, I don't know if it's because of my big boobs and my butt, but they just judge me because of my looks. Like, what do you think I should do to make real friends?
Well,
She's gonna tell you.
continue to be you. I mean, you seem like you seem like a sweet girl, and everybody wants to have at least a few true friends. But, you know, when you pump your body, you got to be prepared for the backlash. You see what I'm saying? How old are you, dear?
I'm 26 years old.
26. You've done a lot. And now you're stuck with that. So welcome to the wild side.
Well, I'm happy.
I'm sure you're happy,
Yeah.
but you understand how women would receive you when you walk in a room. You got pump boobs, pump booty, flat stomach, contacts, the whole bit. Good skin.
Yeah. So I guess it comes with it. I'm happy.
Yes. Hang with your family until you meet true friends.
Yes. Thank you.
Good luck, Mariah.
To be fair, Wendy wasn't that rude. Like, Wendy Williams can be an absolute savage. Some of the clips I've seen of that woman, Lord Almighty, you would not want to cross her path. Lol, I can't believe I'm saying this about Wendy Williams, but I don't think she was rude at all, lol. I mean, yeah, I kind of agree with you. She was just being honest. She was literally telling you the truth. Now, Wendy was keeping it real with her and giving her a reality check. Wendy been through a lot herself. Exactly, and I feel like Wendy Williams is a good friend, but also a bad friend, because I feel like she would be two-faced. But then yet again, I feel like she'd be honest to your face. But then yet yet again, I don't know her. Don't judge a book by its cover. Influencer, you mean adult star? I mean, to be fair, she could be an adult star or an influencer. She's got both of the looks.
I know I talk a lot of about influencers on here, but one of my best friends is an influencer, Alyssa, and we actually met because I was rude to her, so I'm gonna expose myself.
Okay, so this video's literally been about people talking about their experiences with a bad influencer. Apparently this is now an influencer exposing himself for being entitled.
The worst part is sometimes we're at a business meeting and people ask how we met and I have to tell them this story, and it's so embarrassing, but I did it to myself. So 2 years ago, I decided I wanted to make a diss track, but I didn't know who to drop it on. But I saw this girl, Alyssa, made diss tracks on other people, and I'm like, well, if she makes them, she can't get that mad if I drop one on her, right? But at this point, I'd never spoken to her in my life. So I go to her page, I start doing my research, and I write this whole song just dissing her. I didn't even give her a heads up or anything. I just posted it and tagged her saying, this you? I just figured it was better to ask for forgiveness than permission, because what if I asked her and she said no? Then all my hard work was for nothing. A few minutes later, I get a DM from Alyssa, and I was like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. And I opened it, and she was like, do you hate me? I replied, and I was like, no, girl, I don't hate you. I was just making jokes, like, sorry if you were offended. I thought you would be chill with it. We ended up FaceTiming, and then she wrote a diss track back to me, and we just kind of went back and forth and had a little diss battle. It was fun. And then a year later, she was in New York with her manager Brian for a photo shoot, and they called me and asked if I wanted to come. I was like, sure. So I just skipped work to meet them. They were so fun. Like, we ended up getting along right away. And then Alyssa moved to Jersey, which is actually where I'm going right now to visit her to give her a very late birthday present. It's like 3 months late at this point, but it's so cute. Let me show you. I think it'll be totally worth it. It's this Stod bag that I got her dog. Ayla custom painted on it. So in the end, it low-key worked out that I was rude. But my training's about to get here, so let's go deliver this present.
Okay, so to sum up that TikTok, basically that girl wrote a diss track about another girl, and then they became friends. I've actually noticed that a lot. A lot of times if someone blows up on social media, somebody who wants clout, which let's be completely honest, she wanted the clout, they'll make a video being negative about that person or being like, oh my god, I don't like them. Do you ever see them videos where people are like, oh, I get a bad vibe from this person, I don't like them? And then all the comments are like, I know, I get that vibe too.
What do I look nice when I wear? Like, what clothes do I look nice wearing? You look a bit like you should be on the register if it's like that, so I think...
What's the register?
You know in school, when they take the register?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Ready?
Ow!
Oh, don't take the child.
Imagine your mummy being a sister. You just want to... Your mummy's lovely.
Why do I look like one?
You stepped in poo? Go and wash it then. Don't drag it on the carpet. I need to pick them up. Callie, can you clean up these poos?
No.
Okay. Oh, Callie, girly, twirly, you look like a Russian. You look beautiful.
A Russian what?
Yeah. Right, Callie, you look stunning. You look like Caroline Flack. Wait.
Who I want to marry is
Mr.
Knight.
Mr. Knight.
He fancy.
He'd get one.
What?
What? Sort it out. Don't touch. I'm gonna sort it out, okay? Don't touch. One good thing about these kids is I can say whatever the I want and they will not ever repeat it.
Oh damn, Lord Almighty, don't have her around your kids. Okay, so I won't lie, most of that wasn't good, but there was bits that I was fine with, you know, messing around with the kids. I won't lie, she was being a bit rough with the guy, but saying that the girl looks like a Russian whore. Oh no, you don't do that around a child. And yet again, like the whole swearing, look, I can understand if you maybe let one F word out, but don't do it that much. Like, that's a lot. You shouldn't really swear that much around kids. This is disturbing. I know. Like, there was a few comments there that kind of like raised an eyebrow. It's like, oh, what's going on there?
Sorry?
What's the best thing you've got so far for your birthday?
My assistant got me these pair of Jordans that I love. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Have a good night.
Who is she and why is she pulling the middle finger? That was a bit weird. Okay, so if you don't know the girl in that video, that was Madison Beer. She's an influencer, model, singer, etc. I think this is one of the situations where she's nice but her friends aren't. Her friends are mean girls. We've watched other videos where people talk about their experience with Kendall Jenner and like other celebrities, and like the actual celebrity's nice but the friends aren't nice. And a lot of times the friends latch onto the celebrity, like they're literally only known for being friends with that celebrity. Okay, but Madison Beer is actually so sweet. Yeah, I know Madison is sweet, but her friend wasn't. She probably thought it was gonna end up being one of those zodiac sign pictures Leo would be like. I get that vibe as well. Like, I was thinking she was thinking that she was like a main character when realistically she just looked like a mean girl. For people confused, Madison Beer is being interviewed and influencer pulling her wedge Isabella Jones. Well, Isabella Jones doesn't seem like a very nice girl. Sorry, but who even is she? I know. I'm guessing she's just Madison's friend. But Madison should get rid of her, because if her auntie acts like that in public, imagine what they're doing behind your back.
I just cannot with some influencers. I'm in the cafe co-working today. Walks in asking to use the bathroom, and the girl is like, no, you can't, this is only for customers, sorry. He starts yelling at her. He goes, I'm about to go on IG Live right now, I'm gonna blast your ass.
Ew.
What is there to blast about? Like, no one online's gonna be like, oh wow, this girl's so rude. And she's like apologetic, trying to be nice, as patient as she can be. There's a lot of back and forth, and then the guy grabs a bottle of water and is like, okay, I'm gonna buy a bottle of water, and then return it. Yelling, what's your return policy? Walking around the store, looking for a return policy on the wall. Eventually, she's just like, okay, just go. He comes out of the bathroom, he's still yelling at her, just cursing her out as he walks out of the cafe. I don't even know if this guy is an actual influencer. This should just not happen to any human being.
He's either a Z-list influencer, celebrity, or just in drugs. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes whenever I walk into a cafe, I do kind of pretend I've bought something so much I could do a pee or poo. So I can understand that bit. But the fact that he said he's gonna go on IG Live and blast her, who reckons he's a Z-list rapper? He's a SoundCloud rapper, that's what he is. It feels like people don't know how to act in public anymore. Exactly, ever since the COVID and lockdown, I feel like people have forgotten how to act. It's like they're either really nice or really horrible.
Okay, I know influencers get a really bad rep, but sometimes I get it. So I went to an event last night in Manchester, and it was very influency, Z-listy, like whatever you want to call them. So I'm currently with an agency, and a few of the girls were invited from the agency. So I thought, why the bloody hell not? I was a bit anxious because I know what these things can be like, but I did think, why not? I want to just go and have like a good time with my friends. So I went and I had a good time with my friends, but I'm just trying to chill, have a few drinks and have a good time. And I turn around and there's girls like staring, wafting their hair everywhere, like doing all this, and I thought, what? We're literally here for the same reason. Surely you've just come out because you want to have a few drinks, a good time, you wanted to dress up, feel good, whatever. Why are you now spending your night glaring at other people? Like, what? Could you be off? I have no idea who these people were. I literally have not a clue.
Nobody
so if
ever
they were
does.
famous and they thought they're better or whatever, I don't know. I actually don't care whether you're famous or not, whether you've got 10 followers or 100,000 followers. You are literally no special, no better than anyone else in that room. This is what makes influencers get a bad name, or celebs in general. The thing is, if I was staring at these people and they were staring back, fair enough, I'd hold my hands up. But I was just there, you know, wine in hand, looking around, having a little people watch into what everyone's wearing, what everyone's doing. I'm not stood there with one of these on. What even is that? Honestly, like, at least look like you're having a good time. You stood there with a face like a smacked arse, shitting on everyone else's night. If you're not having a good time, go home. Before anyone comes to me in the comments as well, I did actually go home. Some of these girls looked incredible. I'm not gonna lie, like, they did look amazing. But looking down their nose at me, or looking down in general at me, is not going to make them any more attractive. So regardless of whether they were insecure or I don't even know, it's still not an excuse. And it's just a bloody shame. But I will never be able to get my head around the fact that someone else thinks they're better than someone else because of an Instagram following or a TikTok following or the amount of money they've got in their bank account. Like, it makes no sense. Or even social status, like, I haven't seen you before, or you're not hanging around with X, Y, and Z, so I don't want to know. It makes no sense. Like, where do people get this sense of entitlement from? I don't get it and will never get it.
Yet again, something that I've noticed that they've all got pretty faces but ugly personalities. And to be fair, the whole influencer industry is kind of like a pyramid. You've got the person up at the top and then people below them, below them, below them. And the lower you go down, the less respect you get from these people. Not defending anyone here, but they're probably just introverts who are insecure and don't know how to relax, not because they're judging you. See, that sounds understandable, but it's really not, because I've been to these events. These people genuinely are the most stone cold, rude people ever. They don't treat you with any respect. The only way I can describe it is a grumpy old Karen. Like, that's literally what they are. Whenever you're around them, they will just suck the life out of you. As a girl who's suddenly part of this world, this has been something I've experienced for the first time, and I was the same as you, so shocked. Exactly, it's like a lot of the times people go to these events really excited, you know, ready to have fun, listen up, get to meet people, and then they have like one bad experience with a few influencers and completely ruins it. It spoils it. This is why I believe you should be able to put like a little anonymous report and like get them people banned. Because think of it, if you get rid of all the rude main people, the events will be 10 times better. Well, anyways guys, that's some rude influencers who got called out on TikTok. If you want to see me look at more rude influencers, let me know, I definitely will. Press the big red subscribe and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video.